From the farmers and ranchers of Farm Bureau, this is Farm Weekend. Congress will soon return to Washington, D.C. with a list of things to accomplish before the elections. Chad Smith has more on what farmers and ranchers are looking for.
Congress has a lot on its plate with few work weeks remaining this year, including keeping the government fully funded. Ryan Yates, Managing Director of Government Affairs with the American Farm Bureau, talks about a couple of the big projects Congress needs to deal with.
The first issue, and that's government funding. So the fiscal year ends September the 30th. Congress will need to either kick the can to the lame duck session after the election, or if they could kick the can until early in the new year. Congress is late to the game when it comes to completing a farm bill. They've already kicked the can once. They failed to get it done last year, and they continue to fail in finding a path forward.
He says farmers and ranchers can't afford for Congress to wait to solve these issues.
Appropriations, federal funding, it's a must-do. Everybody knows it has to be done. Continuing to kick the can is a sad state of affairs. When it comes to the Farm Bill, the world looks a whole lot different in 2024 than it does in 2018. If you look at the state of the economy, the rural economy is in distress.
Yates says farmers and ranchers are typically good storytellers, and they need to tell that story to their elected officials.
One of the things that farmers and ranchers can continue to do is reach out, talk to their members of Congress, get to know their staff, be heard. Congress, I can tell you, they will do nothing if they're not pushed. The only way to get Congress to do anything is to make them uncomfortable. Take advantage of that. Reach out to their offices, get to know them, reach out, be vocal.
Chad Smith, Washington.
New endorsements by VOTE FBF when we come back.
Hey, farmers and ranchers, just as you do ride-alongs to inspect your fields and cattle, make sure you do the same for your mental well-being. Take time to check in with yourself and your neighbors. And if you find yourself in a crisis, remember, there's immediate help available at 988. Mental health is just as vital as the health of your farm. Let's prioritize it together. This message brought to you by Kansas Farm Bureau and Kansas Farmers Union.
Kansas Farm Bureau's VOTE FBF Political Action Committee announced endorsements for Kansas Senate and House elections following additional feedback from members and the results of the August primary. Learn more about VOTE FBF and see the endorsements at www.kfb.org/VOTEFBF. If you're heading to the Kansas State Fair September 6th through 15th, be sure to stop by Kansas Farm Bureau's booth in the Pride of Kansas building. Complete an Ag Passport, Pollinator Passport, Moo U, or participate in the activity in the KFB booth to receive a coupon for free ice cream at the Dairy Bar. We're highlighting the benefits of being a Farm Bureau member in Kansas and some of the great work offered by KFB. Grab your tickets and see what the fair has to offer at kansasstatefair.com. We'll see you at the fair. Next, Insight with Kim Baldwin.
Frustrated with your current healthcare coverage? Kansans are saving up to 60% a month with Kansas Farm Bureau health plans. Choose from individual and family plans, short-term coverage, or dental and vision plans. It's quality coverage you can afford. Learn more and get a free quote by visiting kfbhealthplans.com or visiting a Farm Bureau Financial Services agent near you.
Now, Insight with Kim Baldwin.
Although the temperatures outside suggest otherwise, summer is over as the kids have returned to school. While I always miss the extra daily chaos of the kids being home all day during the summer, I also always enjoy a bit of calm during the days following their return to school. Leading up to the days before the start of this new school year, I had grand plans of tackling projects I've set aside until the kids returned to school. It was a pace that I envisioned would allow me to ease back into reality. Little did I know, once the kids loaded up on the bus and headed back to school to begin a new school year, I'd be loading myself up into the tractor and be headed into our dryland cornfields to begin harvest. What I originally envisioned for the first few weeks following the start of school included greeting the kids at home once they got off the bus in the afternoons. We'd talk about their school day at the kitchen table while they'd eat a nutritious snack. Little did I know, the kids would get off the bus in the afternoons and make their own after-school snacks because I'd be in the cornfield driving the grain cart and unloading corn into our bins. I should know better by now that my envisioned fall plans very rarely align with the reality of life on the farm every fall.
Join us next weekend for another edition of Farm Weekend from Kansas Farm Bureau, the voice of agriculture.